She's going. So what we're doing today is we're checking this wooden hive out here. Sorry. To see if it needs another super on, because it might be so full. But we'll also put a queen excluder in, I think. So what Larky's doing is he's just separating the frame so he doesn't create too much movement in them, and it's gentler for the bees because they don't like that extra movement. And oh, brood right up in the top, isn't there? Okay, let's have a look. Chock block full of honey. So we've got some drones there as well, and nectar. All right, let's see. Oh, and a queen cell. So this looks like it might have swarmed, although, yeah, looks like a bit of royal jelly in there that we'll take off. So don't. So what do you reckon, Carson? No grub in there?
No, there should be nice. Well,
Might be a dead. No.
No, I don't think there's a larva in there. Yeah, we might. The queen might have found it and then just killed her very recently.
And they may be. There was a swarm here.
Yeah.
And it may be this one that swarmed.
Just because it's top frame.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it's top frame edge, like this could have got pretty well along in its development before she found it and knocked it down.
Yeah. I didn't bring my little jar for the jelly. Ah, right. So,
you know what? I have a fresh sterilized sample jar if you want it.
Okay, that sounds like a plan, just in case there's some more.
Against the wall.
Is there nothing much in there, nectar-wise?
Not much, no.
So they've got a bit of room there. Plus, there's a lot of brood in down here. Okay. All right, pop that one back in.
Come on, girl.
Do you know, I should go and get the queen marker. Just in case. I better go and get the queen marker, hadn't I? You got them in your pocket? Good.
Okay. A lot of
brood there.
Yeah.
Drone cells, yeah. So, alright. Flip it over. There's a fair bit of nectar in there too. More queen cells, look. So, they got raw jelly in them.
Yeah, so they're building. I've only got blue and green.
That's all right. Green we've been using this year.
Yeah.
Just see, can you check that one out and see if it's a larva in there? Or... That's amazing. They've got them right up on the top, isn't it?
Mm. See, that's the thing. I'm not seeing any larvae in them, but there's no reason for them to.
No, you've turned it upside down now. There's a capped queen cell here, and you don't turn them upside down because you can wreck their wings, so you need to take that one off. So we can.
I'll go grab my sample jar.
Yeah. We'll get the royal jelly out and stick it in a jar. Okay, so just be very careful, Larky, that you don't flip any more upside down. It's interesting that there's so many larvae and brood up in this top box. Alright, so we're going to have to check this one right out, and maybe we've got to try and stop it from swarming. So it probably could do with a split.
Another queen cell down the bottom.
Right, don't turn it upside down, and there's more on the other side.
Oh.
So, what are we going to do with that? That's better. Yep. So, that one's... This one looks like it's empty. Right, there's another one there. Gosh, there's so many. They're really getting ready to swarm, aren't they? So if we knock them off, they've got to build again. Let's wait until Carson comes in. Okay, I'm going to stop it now. Right. So, a bit of pollen in there, a little bit. Okay, what's the other side? No queen cells in there. That'll be fine. I'll just pop that in front. You know, stand it at the corner in front of the hive in case the queen's on there. Oh, look at these ones, Carson. Ah, yummy. So they're really nice.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Alright.
So,
well, and it's a nice grain of fruit as well.
right.
So we can go and cut these ones, that one.
Yep.
Leave those two.
Yep.
And leave that other nice big one.
Yes.
And then we can probably knock everything else down.
Yes. That's good. Okay.
Cool. Easier for compressing. Let's see if there's anything on the back side of the just. No.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so we gently put that in there so as not to bump those queen cells.
They're fine. Okay, just press these together now. The habit of wanting to flip the frames over.
Yes.
To look at them is
very
really strong.
Yeah. That's why you should never flip them over. You should do them sideways.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll always pick it up this way
Yeah.
first, because then I can look down the frame, and
Yeah.
then I look like that.
Yeah.
But then, you know, if you're really hunting or pecking for brood, you kind of
Yeah.
end up tipping it around.
So we've got queen cells in there that need knocking off.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just... We've got that as well. I haven't get the grubs out of them yet. So what Carson's doing is breaking all the queen cells off, and we're keeping them because within there is royal jelly, and the royal jelly is very good for when you're grafting. And checking for the queen, because we don't want to put the queen in the nuke like I did with the new queen cells.
Yeah, it's a good way of having, well, yeah,
And
the
even-
queen cells
and-
are pretty far away from hatching, so she just knocked them down, but then...
Yeah, and mine was even marked. But I still did it because I was in a hurry.
Do you know if this one's marked? No.
Don't know. I don't think so.
I just assume they're not until somebody tells me they are.
Yeah. So, now, how are you going up there, Larky, with yours?
I had more queen cells.
And you've put them where? Knocked them all off? They need knocking off.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing now, because we've picked out our queen cells that we want to go in the nuke.
More here as well. And let's see what the back side is like. This
Oh,
is a
look
really
at that.
good frame of brood.
Yeah.
So that'll be number 4.
Yep. Good, eh?
And then we can just pack all the brood together.
Yeah.
But it is a really nice frame.
Yes. Can't see the queen there.
No.
Good.
It's good that it's almost all sealed. Like I'm not seeing any
Yes.
eggs, so
Yeah.
they hatch.
So once
They're
they
gonna change
hatch,
things.
that'll give her room to lay when she comes out. Yeah, that's good. All right. Oh, nice drones there. Big fella. Okay. So, a bit more brood in there.
All right, so our queen cells are inside
In the middle,
and
yep.
inside, so we can't really do anything to hurt them now.
No. So what we're doing, you're going to put one of the foundations on each side.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put honey and pollen in. Okay.
Yeah.
So what Carson's doing is he's, because we knocked off all the queen cells instead of the ones we put in the split, we're going to take one of the frames with queen cells that we put in the split and put it in the original hive, because we don't think the queen has hatched yet after it's swarmed. So what he's done is in this the old hive, he's taken 2 frames out of the middle so that when we put the one in with the queen cell, it won't, we won't damage the queen cell. So, and the same here, taking another one out without the queen cell that's next to it, and so that he can take the one out with the queen cell and not damage it as he's bringing it out. I think that's it, that one.
It should be on my side of
Yes.
this frame, and it is.
Yes. Okay. So, this is the one with the queen cell. One of the ones with the queen cell.
I just want to take this frame. Do this and just make these here.
So he's popping that one back in so he doesn't damage that queen cell.
Now I can move them together,
Yes.
and the queen cell's in the middle.
Right. So you see what he's done? He's taken 2 frames out, put the queen cell, protected the queen cell with the other one before he's put it in there.
And obviously make sure the tops of the next box, bottom box, are clean.
Yes. so that there's no wax on the bottom, on the top of the next frame underneath, so it doesn't damage the queen cell.
There we go.
Right. So then we pop a frame of brood in next to this one here, because that's the one with the queen cell.
Yeah, cells are
And
on
it's
this
on
side,
that side.
so it's already nice and
Yes.
protected. One. Two.
Okay. So we're popping this hive together now as our split, and there's plenty of house bees in there to cover the brood and look after the brood. So, because you know the foragers will fly back to where they were.
Now the trick, if you want, is you can turn this one and put that one there. If you're worried about
No, no, that's fine.
It's minor.
This should be fine, I think. Yeah.
We'll put that one back on. That box gets taken away.
Yes. Okay. We actually probably could turn it, Carson, and put this one where that is. And the reason for that, we can say, is because the foragers will come back here. So if any foragers are in this one and they fly out and don't leave enough to cover the brood, so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
right.
You just end it, like you just super pack that box,
Yes.
which is good because the foragers don't. They're not nurses, but your nurses don't.
But
have
they
to work
will nurse if they need to.
And it just keeps the box warmer.
Yes. Okay, so let's move this one, Larky, and we'll put this one back together, and we're going to turn it round. So. That's all right. Just wiggle it, and they'll get off. It won't damage them. They'll just get off that. Okay. All right. So we're putting that one back together and going to turn the whole hive around. Now that's twisted, and you can tell that's twisted because the red on it. Okay. Yeah. No, it's stuck to the bottom, I reckon.
So that's fine for now.
There we go. Now it's twisted here. Okay, so twist it your way, Carson, and over the other way. Turn it here. Hold the video and let me do it. I'll show you how to do it with these. Okay, so give it a bit of length, and that should be sorting it. You can see. See what the problem is I think that's around the wrong way, so you've got to put a twist in it, and that's the good thing about the nylon ones, is that you can put a twist in them where you can't with the, if you do that to the metal ones, it tends to weaken them. Okay, so now you big boys are going to move it. You want to move that bucket. And God.
Yeah, so it's going to be on a tip, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Because this whole house on a tip and this board is what's keeping it straight.
Okay.
So
he's got it tipping back the wrong way, hasn't he?
Let's grab it from probably there. Okay. And then pretty well walk it back towards you. Yep. And
turn
it.
That's probably.
Run the corner of the timber here. We might need to.
You'll leave room for the other one to go in there.
Put the timber underneath the back of this one. Because that's what it's for.
Okay.
Rock solid.
So what's happening now is the little newbie one is going where the old one was. This is facing the other way, so the foragers will go in there. That's going to tip it the wrong way, Carson. I don't know why he's got that under there. I'll talk to him about it. So maybe we need to move this one along a bit. this way. So it gives you more room there. So you can pull this one back.
Not really.
Eh? So
Yeah, it's because this lip was actually what was sitting on this board.
So if we pull that back, and then what we need to do is open it up. And
I do like those. Because they're very convenient for moving.
Yes, it's on. I'm going to start up this end.
So this was a cell.
That was a split. It was queen cells, and we split by 2 nukes.
Yeah. Okay. Because I have 2 hatched queen cells here.
And the other ones, they're both laying.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you've got.
Needs marking. The other one's been marked, but that's a little bit like carnelian. The other one was more Italian.
Yeah.
So we're looking for the queen.
Yes.
Okay.
Eggs, where are you? There she is. Stripey. Right there. Got her.
Got her?
Yeah.
Good. Peter will be ever so pleased.
She's very, very stripey. She looks like a bee.
Okay, now are you just going to pick her up?
Yeah. Come on, girl.
Put her into a queen cage.
In we go. In we go. In we go. In we go. She doesn't want to. I just put her in here to let the paint dry on her for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Because you put it right back in, she just all of the rubbing and everything. Like I still got some of the paint from her on me, but I think she's pretty well marked. Now, do you want to pack attendance with her, and is she going somewhere, or are you just going to run her back in here?
Just run it back in there.
Yeah, I'm just letting her dry.
Oh, you got some of this.
I've got one.
Got one.
I've got one, and it's not my preferred type.
Let's see, I'll do it. She's
There.
snug in the cage.
Yeah.
Just to keep her safe. So we don't squash her.
Yeah, because now we can put the whole thing back together, like I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Put everything back in, and then put your queen back in. And with these Corfu boxes, I would go so far as to put, because we're taking that one apart, I don't want to put her back in until we stack that hive back up, because if we stack this back up and the frames slosh around, we might flatten her. No. Because I don't use them for transport. I'm just using them, if I find a queen, I put her in the cage in my pocket, because then you can do anything you want with the hive and you don't have to worry.
Laurie, how long you want this video?
Well, just while it's stop it.
You can probably stop it now.
Hang gonna, when you've done that, I might get you to press the, I've got gloves on that one.
No problem.
Just tidying up.
Yeah, just taking the queen cells down so you don't say,
Yep.
was that supposed to be there? Did we miss something?
Put it all back together again.
Pardon me.
So you're just tidying it up, and then you'll put the queen back in.
Yeah, the only thing is, this goes back on top of that, but we need to check that out.
Okay, the queen goes to another area.
I'm just keeping her here, because like,
Oh, okay.
if we put her in here and we move this around, like the frames fall, because this is sort of wobbly.
Sure.
I just don't want to put her in. I'd want to put this back in spot.
So before she gets secure, I just get you to press stop on this when you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So for our alcohol wash or our sugar shake or our soapy water wash, what we're looking for is a frame like this. So you've got brood of all ages, especially we've got a lot of sealed old brood and a lot of open, very late stage larvae that's about to be capped, because Varroa hatches out of your cells on your new workers, and then it drops in right before the cell's about to be capped, 5 or 6 hours ahead of that, and then they seal it up and then they keep reproducing. So to really get an accurate count of what's in our hive, we want a frame that's exactly like this, and we're taking 300 bees, which is half a cup. So we check the frame over really carefully, 2-3 times front and back, especially when they're sort of in a clump like they are on this frame. We have a good look over, and then we go to our lovely cat litter tray. Smart thing is to loosen all of your caps before you have the frames in your hand. Could you loosen that? And maybe a little bit here. Very easy to see.
It's very nice.
Thank you. So I've got my measuring cup. You can use a half cup measuring cup, but this is a full cup with a line in the middle. I've got my Varroa wash kit. I've got my frame. If you're using ideals, sometimes it's good to pick out a second frame. Like, there's a lot of bees on this, so I'm not worried. But sometimes with ideals, you can struggle to get enough bees for your wash, which is another reason why it's good to have a lid, because if you shake them, you put your bees in, you say, I don't have enough. If you don't have a lid, then you can struggle to, with them all escaping, have enough. Keep looking it over, no queen, no queen, no queen. Good sharp shake. It'll be helpful that there's nectar to sort of hang out in our tray, and the tray offers another really good look for the queen as they spread out and walk up the walls. So sharp, short shake. See? And then you can either pour them in or scoop them. Because there's a lot of nectar, very easy to pour them in. We don't need more than 300, we don't want less than 300. This is a pretty happy, easy 300. And we can just throw the rest back in. This can go over here. Now we can do our alcohol wash. Do it away from your open hive. And you can pack everything up now if you want, but if you have a closed jar like this, do your wash quickly, because if you leave them in the sun, they'll die in a couple minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes. It's not very humane. Open, in, lid on, and it's unfortunate to kill bees, but they're all dead pretty well now. So it takes 5, maybe 10 seconds for them to die. These kits are lovely and leak a lot. But what we're after is 3 15-second shakes. Nice up and down, make sure everything is getting covered. The reason why I do it in 3 shakes is the bees act as a filter, so if you've got, if you've got mites, they can go up, and then as they're coming back down, they get stuck on bees. So we've done 1, we take a look, and you'll see through the bottom, there's wax, there's some bits of bee legs, nothing yet. If you're finding brawler, then you tend to see it on the 2nd or 3rd shake, just because it actually needs to get through. But we shake, we look, we shake, we look, we shake, we look. And then while I'm doing this, it's really, really, really helpful to us in biosecurity if we ever do have a varroa detection, for people when they're doing their mite washes to be logging it on DTAS as a negative mite wash, because it helps us in the event of a response or a detection. Now, the best practice recommendation is if you have 10 or fewer hives in a yard, do a wash on every hive every 16 weeks. So September, early mid-September, around Christmas time, and then end of March. What's required under our conditions of registration is that you just have to check 1 hive at least twice per year. So what we are absolutely required to do is a lot less than what they're currently recommending, but those best practice recommendations are from experience on the mainland and what they're doing as part of a national program. In New South Wales and areas where they have varroa, they're seeing their hives decline within 4 weeks. So treatment is out, and
Yes.
for 4 weeks they're seeing parasitic mite syndrome.
Right.
So they're doing shakes every 4 weeks.
Okay. So, Carson, where do you get the shake kits from?
You can get them online. You can get them in town. I think Peter Morris has
Heritage.
them. I think Heritage
have
Honey
got
has
them.
them.
Yes.
Well, they pretty well always do. I don't know
Yes.
if Hollander does. And I know that the honey pot in
All right. Yes. The Doreen's.
Huonville,
Yep. they have
I know
them?
they have them there as
Yep.
well.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, you can. There's stuff online where you can make your own.
Yes.
Like they're just using plastic solo cups. If you're handy and want to do it that way.
Yeah.
But these are fine. I think they're like $10, $14, something like that.
Right.
Pretty cheap.
And if you're just a small beekeeper like this size bee, how many cups do you need? Can you use one over and over again?
One of these
Yes.
shaking kits. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can just pitch the bees out.
Yes.
And then, like, you can reuse the metho as well.
Right.
It will get cloudier, and like when the capeweed was flowering and everything, this
Yes.
turns very yellow very quickly.
Yes.
And like you can just let it settle in a jar and then pour the top off or pour it through a coffee filter or whatever.
Right.
But if you're a small beekeeper, like you might go through a liter of metho in a year,
Right.
like per hive.
Yes.
So like if you've got 10, 15, 20 hives, maybe you want to reuse it, maybe you want to consider a soapy water wash. But yeah, you can reuse this, and then you can just throw the dead bees out in the bush, bury it in
Yes.
your garden,
Yes.
in your rubbish, whatever. But yeah, you can reuse it.
Good.
I probably top it up a little bit each time. Like
Yes.
if I was do this whole yard's worth of shakes.
Right.
But you don't want to take you don't really want to take a composite sample. So like do a shake on each hive, because that's what we'll need to do going forward if we have varroa and it establishes. Because
Yes.
say you've got a really bad infestation in one hive and the rest of them are really good, and you take a composite sample, you might be below threshold on average.
Yes.
But that hive is going to crash, and you're going to be seeing it in bad numbers in your other hives very quickly.
Right.
So you want to get an accurate number
On each
in
hive.
each hive.
Yes. Yes.
But in the just presence, absence phases, whereas in Tasmania we don't have it yet.
Yes.
We haven't detected it yet. Then we can use sticky mats. We can do drone uncapping. We
Yes.
can do composite samples.
Yes.
But why not future-proof yourself and just have best practice be regular?
Yes.
because this just helps in a lot of other ways. And
Yes.
that's why I'm sort of saying September, December, March, because those line up with critical treatment threshold, critical treatment times.
So we come down to these hives every week. We have, it's a learning hive. So today we've done one hive and we'll record that. So next week we should do another one. We could do how many?
You could do all of them in one day.
Yes?
You could, you know, do it sort of on like, do 2 or 3 one week, 2 or 3 the next week, and then, you know, starting 16 weeks from your first one,
Yes.
start again on that. I was
Yes.
talking with Lockie about that. So you might do 1 per week,
Yes.
and then for 4 weeks, and then start again.
Yeah. So really what you're saying is if you've got this number of hives that, because they're every 16 weeks at this point in time, so we should just have it recorded, so how many we've done. So if we next week come along and do the rest of these, then we've got it recorded, or if we do half, and then just to make sure we get them all done within our 16 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's good. Is there anything else? Any questions, Larky?
No, I'm
No?
good.
All right.
It's all
that's-
very clear.
Yes.
If your hive is really weak or really small, it's probably, and you just have to make the decision, is this going to do more harm than good? Generally, you can do an alcohol wash, but like a really small, like we're looking at mating nukes and stuff like that, you don't
Yeah.
really need to do that.
Yes.
Because you're taking brood from the other hives that
Yes.
are getting washed.
What I would say, if you've got a hive that's really, really weak, consider combining it with a stronger hive.
Yeah.
Or 2 weak hives, put them together, see how they go.
Yeah.
You know, so you get one strong hive is better than 2 weak hives.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And yeah, like if you don't have enough bees to fill up one ideal,
Yes.
that's what I mean by that.
Over,
Like
Yes.
if you're only covering 3 or 4 frames in an ideal,
back through the first slot.
Yes.
that's a lot larger percentage. 300 bees is a lot more of that hive than something like this where we've got 4 or 5 ideals
Yes.
top to bottom.
Yes.
And you do null on the same way.
Yes.
Make the best call.
Yes. So when okay, that's really bad.
Very
isn't it?
good.
Isn't it? Yeah. So.